गोसाई की जय, भगवद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय और कोटि वैष्णव की जय। हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we will be reading from the Nectar of Devotion, and the name of this chapter is Further Analysis of Mixed Rasa. The following is a conversation consisting of questions put before Rambha, a celebrated beautiful woman, and her corresponding answers. Rambha was asked, "My dear Rambha, who are you?" And she answered, "I am peace personified." Question: Then why are you in the sky? Answer: I am in the sky to experience the supreme absolute truth. Question: Then why are you staring? Answer: just to look into the supreme beauty of the absolute truth. Question: Then why do you appear to be disturbed in mind? Answer: because Cupid is acting. In the above example also, there is no perverted representation of marriage, because on the whole the ecstasy of conjugal love has exceeded the neutral position of devotional service. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 60th chapter, verse 45, Rukmini Devi said, "My dear husband, a woman who has no taste for the transcendental pleasure available from your personal contact must be inclined to accept as her husband somebody who is externally a combination of mustache, beard, body hairs, fingernails, and some head hair. And within him there are muscles, bones, blood, intestinal worms, stool, mucus, bile, and similar things. Actually, such a husband is only a dead body. But due to not being attracted to your transcendental form, a woman will have to accept this combination of stools and urine for her husband." This statement, which lists the ingredients of a material body, is not a perverted mellow in transcendental realization, because it shows correct discrimination between matter and spirit. In the Bidagdha Madhav, second act, verse 31, Krishna tells his friend, "My dear friend, what a wonderful thing it is that Since I have seen the beautiful lotus eyes of Srimati Radharani, I have developed a tendency to spit on the moon and the lotus flower. This is an example of conjugal love mixed with ghastliness, but there is no incompatibility. The following is a statement which describes different mellows of devotional service. Although Krishna was invincible to any enemy, the cowherd boys of Vrindavan became almost blackish with astonishment upon seeing his wonderful royal garments and his fighting feats on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. In this statement, although there is a mixture of chivalrous activities and dread in devotional service, there is no perverted reflection of mellows. One resident of Mathura requested her father to bolt the doors and then go with her to the school of Sandipani Muni to find Krishna. She complained that Krishna had completely stolen her mind. In this incident, there is a mixture of conjugal love and parental love, but there is no incompatibility. A Brahmanandi impersonalist expressed his desire as follows: when shall I be able to see that Supreme Absolute Personality of Godhead, whose eternal bliss and knowledge and whose chest has become smeared with red kumkum powder by touching the breast of Rukmini? Here there is a mixture of conjugal love and neutrality. Although this is a contradiction of mellows, there is no incompatibility because even a Brahmanandi will become attracted to Krishna. Nand Maharaj told his wife, "My dear Jasoda, although your son Krishna is as delicate and soft as the Mallika flower, he has gone to kill the Kesi demon, who is as strong as a mountain. Therefore, I have become a little disturbed. But never mind, all auspiciousness to my son, I shall raise this hand, which is as strong as a pillar, and I shall kill the Kesi demon just to give freedom from all anxieties to the inhabitants of Brajmandal." In this statement, there are two kinds of mellows, chivalry and dread. Both of them, however, improve the position of parental love, and therefore there is no incompatibility. In the Lalit Madhav of Srila Rupa Goswami, it is stated, after Krishna's arrival in Kansa's arena, Kansa's priest looked at Krishna with a distasteful expression. The entire arena was filled with dread on the part of Kans and his priest, and restless expressions of pleasure on the cheeks of Krishna's friends. Frustration was felt by his envious rivals. The great sages meditated. Hot tears were in his envious rivals. Hot tears were in the eyes of Devaki and other motherly ladies. And hair stood on the bodies of the expert warriors. There was astonishment in the hearts of demigods such as Indra. The servants danced, and the restless eyes of all the young girls glanced about. In this statement, there is a description of combination of different mellows, but there is no incompatibility. A similar statement which is free from incompatibility is in the Lalit Madhav, wherein the author blesses all the readers of the book in the following manner. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is able to lift a mountain with a finger of his left hand, he is always humble and meek. He is already very kind to his loving devotee. He has frustrated Indra's attempt at the vengeance by refusing him the sacrifice of Indragya. He is the cause of all pleasure to all young girls May he be ever compassionate upon you all. So this will end this chapter number 50. Yeah. Hindi. Very difficult to translate. The words are technical. You need the book to explain. I will read Srimad Bhagavatam. So which verse we have to read? 18? 18. So kind of 5 chapter 16 verse 18. यदुपजोषणाद् भवान्या अनुचरीणां पुण्यजनबधूनां वयव स्पर्शसुगन्धावातो दशयोजनं समन्ताद् अनुवासयति. The translation: the pious wives of the Yakshas act as personal maidservants to assist Bhavani, the wife of Lord Shiva. तो भगवान शिव की पत्नी का नाम यहाँ पे भवानी, दुर्गा जी, पार्वती जी. तो बता रहे हैं यहाँ पर कि जो यक्ष की जो पत्नियाँ हैं, पायस बोला गया पत्नियों को, पायस वाइफ्स. पायस मतलब पुण्यवती है ना. यक्ष की जो पत्नियां, उनको पुण्यवती पत्नियां हैं. और उनका कार्य क्या है? वो सब माता पार्वती जी की दासी हैं, है ना. उनकी सेवा में लगी रहती हैं. बिकॉज दे ड्रिंक द वाटर ऑफ द रिवर अरुणोदा, देयर बॉडीज बिकेम फ्रेग्रेंट. तो जो यक्षों की पत्नियों के बारे में यहाँ बात बना रहा है कि यक्ष की जो पत्नियाँ हैं, तो वहाँ पे एक नदी है, उस नदी का नाम है अरुणोदा. तो अरुणोदा नदी के पानी इतना अच्छा है, उस पानी को पीने से उनके शरीर से सुगंध आता है. And as the air carries away that fragrance, it perfumes the entire atmosphere for 80 miles around. जैसे इस संसार में हम लोगों को परफ्यूम लगाना पड़ता है ना, पैसा खरीद के, पैसा देना पड़ता है और फिर खरीदना पड़ता है और फिर परफ्यूम लगा के तब थोड़ा सुगंध आता है शरीर से है? लेकिन वहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है. कैलाश लोक पे ऐसा नहीं है. वहाँ पर नदी इतनी अच्छी है कि नदी का पानी पीने से शरीर से सुगंध आता है. और वो सुगंध हवा, जब हवा बहती है, हम उस शरीर के से होकर हवा जाती है, तो हवा में भी वो सुगंध आ जाता है. और जो भी उस हवा को सूंघता है, उसके नासिका में सुगंध आता है. तो अगला श्लोक है 19. एवं जम्बू फलानाम अति उच्च निपात विशीर्णानाम अनस्थि प्रायाणाम इभकाय निभानाम रसेन जाम्बू नाम नदी मेरु मंदर शिखरात अयुत योजनात अवनीतले निपतन्ति दक्षिणेन आत्मानं जावत इलावृतम उपस्यन्दयति. Translation: Similarly, the fruits of the jambu tree, which are full of pulp and have very small seeds, fall from a great height and break to pieces. तो जम्बू एक फल का नाम है तो उसको जामुन भी बोलते हैं इंडिया में। सो उसके अंदर बहुत सारा पल्प होता है अंदर, और बीज उसका बहुत छोटा है। तो जब ऊपर से फल गिरता है तो कई टुकड़ों में बंट जाता है। Those fruits are the size of elephant। और वो फल जो है उसका साइज कितना बड़ा फल है जानते हैं? हाथी के साइज के समान। हमने कोई फल देखा आपने इतना बड़ा? हैव यू सीन द फ्रूट ऑफ द साइज ऑफ एलिफेंट? नो। नहीं देखे हैं तो आप यहाँ जा सकते हैं। कैन गो टू दिस प्लेस, देयर आर सो मेनी फ्रूट्स with the size of elephant। Those fruits are the size of elephants and the juice gliding from them become a river। तो इतना बड़े बड़े उससे जब जूस निकलने लगता है, गिरते हैं फट जाते हैं तो उससे जूस निकलता है, और सब कई सारे many juices flowing together creates a river। एक नदी बनाता है, फ्लो, जम्बू नदी। The name of that river is Jambu Nadi। Here we see this river, Demerara river, coming from the mountain। So like that, there is river name is Jambu Nadi। Jambu Nadi। You don't have to, you don't need mixie or mixer to make fruit. No, you just go in the river, take your whatever pot is there, just take out and drink, that's all। रस को पी लीजिए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। आपको जूस निकालने की जरूरत नहीं, नदी ही बह रही है। द रिवर इज फ्लोइंग, जूस रिवर। वन रिवर शुड बी हियर ऑल्सो, आई थिंक, जूस रिवर। This river falls a distance of 10,000 yojan from the summit of Meru Mandar to the southern side of Ilabrit and floods the entire land of Ilabrit with juice। तो ये नदी जो है 10,000 योजन, एक योजन का अर्थ है 8 माइल, 8 मील। 8 mile means 1 yojan। So 10,000 yojan means 80,000 miles। So this river is flowing for 80,000 miles। And it starts from Meru Mandar, the mountain. The mountain name is Meru Mandar. From there it starts. You'll see many rivers, they start from the mountain. Many. Even here also rivers start from the mountain. And then it flows to the southern side of Ilabrit and floods the entire land of Ilabrit with juice। पूरा धरती जो है जूस से भर जाता है। Jambu juice। Jambu, what we in English we say jambu, this blackberry। Blackberry, yeah, the juice of blackberry, entire land, purported by Srila Prabhupada। We can imagine only how much juice there might be in a fruit that is the size of an elephant but has a very tiny seed। Seed is very tiny and fruit size is like elephant, but seed is very small। So how much juice will be there? Naturally the juice from the broken jambu fruit forms waterfalls and floods the entire land of Ilavrita। That juice produces an immense quantity of gold। So jambu flows through the mountain and through chemical reaction it becomes gold। Wherever the juice flows, that area becomes golden। And as will be explained in the next verses. So, sometime when we hear all these descriptions, it appears like fairy tale. Mhm. And maybe some people say mythology. Many of the descriptions here in the scriptures will appear like mythology. How is it possible? How is it possible to have such a big fruit? Why it appears like this is mythology? Because in our experience, such thing doesn't happen. Something doesn't match with our experience. We think that this is imagination. But that's not the fact. The reality is that these all are the places mentioned here are real places. It's there, Ilabrit Varsa and this Jambu Nadi and all these places are there. And why then it says that how to understand like when you hear, have you read, if have you heard in Ramayana, you hear that Hanumanji was flying carrying mountain on his hand. Have you seen the photo of Hanumanji flying with mountain in one of the hand? When we see this, people think, oh, how is it possible? How some monkey can fly with mountain in the hand? People think it's imaginary, it's all mythology. There is no reality behind these stories. They are like stories created by some imagination of some sages. But no, this fact. The powerful people like Hanumanji was very powerful. Lord Krishna, when he was 7-year-old, he lifted mountain, Govardhana. And not only on a small finger, on a little finger, this. They're also on the nail of the finger. So some people, when they hear, what do they think? How is it possible? So what is impossible for one person can become very possible for others. Like for example, if you would say 500 years back, if you tell somebody, I saw a machine who was flying in the sky, nobody would believe. But today, it's common. And I was also there on the machine. So at one point what was impossible, today it has become possible. So therefore it's just a matter of time. Impossible can become possible. Like there is a person in India, an average person can only handle the current, electric current, maybe, I don't know, 0.3 ampere or something like that. More than that, we will die. But in India, there is a person, his name is Ram Mohan. Electricity doesn't have any effect on his body. He wraps a wire all around and puts the heater, and through his body heat generates electricity and heater, and you can cook on the stove. So much heat goes, electricity is flowing through his body, so much. and nothing happens to him. You can go to YouTube, you can find his video, Ram Mohan Nair name. It's live. There is a person, you must be knowing his name. His name is Stanley Superhuman Series. Have you seen? Any one of you? Superhuman series of Stan Lee. Stan L-E-E, Lee. Stan Lee's super. This fellow Stanley, his name is Stanley. He goes all around the world and searches for such superhumans available on the earth even today. And he makes their video. And he verifies all the claims with the modern science, scientific method. And he found that his whole body electricity is flowing. He went there when he was saying. And then he took this measuring the, what you say this, through that you measure that, this small screwdriver, something like that, tester, tester. And he put on his body, anywhere he puts, he is seeing the light coming. That all over body electricity is there. It's like, for me, it's impossible. For him, it's very much possible. Very simple for him. And how he came to know that he has this quality in him? He was telling, Ram Mohan Rai was telling, that once when he was a small boy, maybe 8-year-old, and his father died and he was very much in stress, and then he thought that let me commit suicide. And then he went on to the transformer and he caught hold of the wire and tried to commit suicide, but nothing happened. And then he discovered that he has this immunity to electricity. Electricity doesn't have any effect on his body. So how would you explain it? You cannot explain. This is all God's power. God can make anyone anything. That's the power of God. The laws doesn't apply. Electromagnetic laws, electrical laws doesn't apply on this fellow. So that's the power of God. So similarly, like you see this, the warriors in Mahabharata, see they would shoot arrows. They shoot arrow and another will shoot arrow from that side and both arrow will collide. Have you seen in Mahabharata serial? And sometimes one arrow will become 4. Somebody say, how it can be possible? Even today there are some people. There is one person in Japan, and they had this bullet gun, and he has one sword, and a small, this much size bullet was shot at him, and he would cut that bullet with his sword. And that bullet comes with so much speed, and this fellow has sword. You will not even notice that when bullet was fired, when it reached there, but he has so much sense that immediately he will cut that bullet. This much small size bullet with his sword. Can you imagine? This is the power. You can find all these things on YouTube. The videos are there. There is one person, he can eat anything. He can eat even tube light. And not only can eat, he can digest also. His name is Salim Haini from African region. He is there. There was a proper video made on him. He was eating, bulb. And he was eating tube light. And he was eating this wood. Eat wood and anything and he can digest. And they took him to the laboratory and they actually could find that glass is there in his body. So this is maybe for us it's impossible, but for him it's possible. So like that there are hundreds and thousands of such people are there on the earth. Even today there are there. Such people are there. They are doing miracles. Hmm? So from all this we can understand what? We can understand that nothing is impossible. That's why Prabhupada said that impossible is the word in the dictionary of fools. There is nothing impossible. For God there is nothing impossible. And if God empowers, even anyone can do perform any kind of miraculous act. That is the power of God. It's possible. Such a huge, we are sitting on this earth. The earth on which we are sitting, we are walking, we are running cars and all these things. The speed of the earth. Earth is rotating around sun, they say. What is the speed, With what speed earth is rotating around sun? Can anyone tell? What is the speed of the earth? The fastest train on the earth, I don't know how much speed do they have, maybe 300, 400 kilometers per hour. In Japan maybe. But you will be surprised to know the speed of the earth is 106,000 kilometers per hour. Means 100,000 kilometers almost per hour. Can you imagine? Such a fast speed it's going, and we are simply sitting peacefully. Some people are sleeping on this. Yes? We cannot notice. And the big, big oceans are there. You see, Atlantic Ocean is there on that ship. That earth. With so much high speed, and there's so much water, still water is not spilling out. This is the miraculous creation of the Lord. भगवान की देखिए कितना आश्चर्य है ना? How will you understand? So nothing is impossible for God. So when we hear all these descriptions, many of the creation of the Lord we cannot see. It's invisible. It's invisible. Here many things are there but we cannot see. Even here, everything we cannot see. We can only see a particular range, 3900 angstrom to 7500 angstrom wavelength. That range we can see. More than that, less than that, we cannot see. Even we cannot hear everything. Our hearing range is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, but in that range only you can hear. Beyond 20 kilohertz, our ears cannot detect. If the sound is someone is speaking with the range beyond 20 kilohertz or below 20 hertz, we cannot hear. Our eyes cannot detect. When elephant will shout loudly, his sound frequency goes beyond 20 kilohertz. Therefore, human cannot hear. So like that. So when we understand this, but then when we can develop our capacity, then we can see. Like for example, suppose one ant is going here, and ant cannot understand that we all are sitting here. Does ant know that so many people are sitting here? Does that ant know that we all are sitting here? She knows or not? Yes or no? She doesn't know. She cannot see us. Her eyes are so small. She cannot see. Just see. And maybe thousands of ants are going, and you are also going, and suddenly you put your feet on them. and maybe 1,000 ant died. Maybe for them it's tsunami. Just imagine that the ants are very much anxious. How so many ants are killed? Let's investigate. And then they appointed an investigation committee to find out who killed thousands of ants. And they maybe will come out with the conclusion that this was natural calamity. We could not find out any ant killing so many ants. Because they cannot see human being. You see? So if to understand, are we big enough to understand big thing? That is the question. And is ant big enough to understand big thing? No. So similarly, we are not big enough to understand big things. We have to be big enough to understand big thing. Otherwise, we can only know how much God has given us capacity to know. More than that, we cannot know. किसी को बोलते पिछले जन्म की बात हमको क्यों नहीं याद आता है? One person asked me, why can't we remember our past life? What to speak of past life? Even this life you don't remember. Even this life. 15th September 2024. What did you eat in breakfast? Can anyone tell? Okay, dinner? So did you eat or not? Okay, how many of you, which dress did you wear on the 15th September 2024? Did you wear dress or not? You wore or you? So why don't you remember? Even in this life, 99% of the things in our life we don't remember. Even in this life. That doesn't mean that we did not do, we did not eat, we did not wear dress. No. It's just simply because we did not pay much attention to that thing, therefore we could not remember. That's all. Even in this life. What do you speak of past life? 99% thing we don't remember what we do. Only very special things that we remember. So that's all. So what I'm trying to say is that what Vedic literatures are saying, it's not mythology. Only thing is that we cannot see that, we cannot understand due to our limited capacity. Therefore, it appears that this is mythology. Actually, this is not mythology. Some people by yogic power, if they can elevate themselves to that level, they can see all these things. They can visit all these low-cost planets and they can go and witness everything. So I will stop here. Thank you so much. If you have any question, any comment, we can discuss. Have you seen pumpkin? Big big pumpkin, eh? Where did you see? कहाँ पे देखे? हाँ. Now through hybridization, they are making big big things, you know. Yeah. So it's possible. Correct. So we should not think it's impossible. Yeah. हाँ. दूध का भी समुद्र है, घी का भी समुद्र है. हैं?
भगवान है ना, तो ये सुविधा सब था, खाली पानी ऊपर आ गया था, घी का उपलब्धि वहीं से क्यों नहीं किया? ये गाय भैंस पानी की क्या जरूरत थी?
मेहनत करने के लिए
हाँ,
आपको थोड़ा मेहनत करना पड़ेगा।
कहने का मतलब है ये जो गाय भैंस जो है अभी उस टाइम पे घी ऑलरेडी था ना,
हाँ
जैसे समुद्र अभी है तो घी क्यों?
जैसे पानी ऑलरेडी है,
हम्म,
हम टाइम पर भी जाएंगे पानी पियेंगे,
हाँ
अगर इसी प्रकार घी भी अगर टाइम पर होता हम वहाँ से घी उठा के लेके आते,
हाँ
वहाँ जाकर दूध लेके आते,
हम्म,
वहाँ जाकर दही लेके आते, जितना ही नदी बह रही है ना, तो ऐसा
तो लेके आ जाते तो फिर कर्म भी तो है आपका,
है। हाँ,
कर्म करना पड़ेगा ना, तब फ्री में मिलेगा, ऐसे थोड़ी मिलेगा। ये सबको अवेलेबल नहीं है ना वो। हम हमारे वैसे कर्म नहीं है, इसलिए हमको मेहनत करना पड़ेगा घी के लिए। वहाँ पे जो लोग रहते हैं वो तो ऐसे ही करते हैं, जाके बाल्टी से उठा के लेके आते हैं। लेकिन हमने वो कर्म नहीं किया, इसलिए हमको यहाँ पे जन्म मिला जहाँ पे समुद्र है, किसका खारे पानी, यहाँ की पानी भी नहीं पी सकते बोला। घी का तो बात छोड़िए, पानी भी आप समुद्र का पानी नहीं पी सकते। यू कैन नॉट ड्रिंक दैट वाटर। हमारे कर्म ऐसे हैं, कर्म के अनुसार मिलता है ना। स्थान हर जगह हर व्यक्ति को नहीं मिल सकता। अब मैं गयाना में नहीं आ सकता, आया भी हूँ तो कुछ समय के लिए आया हूँ, फिर जाना पड़ेगा। क्यों? यहाँ का वीज़ा नहीं है। हैं? आप इंडिया में, सम ऑफ यू मे नॉट स्टे इन इंडिया, यू नीड वीज़ा। तो जो जहाँ जन्म लिया उसके लिए वो नेचुरल हो जाता है वहाँ का चीज़। है कि नहीं? उसको आसानी से उपलब्ध हो जाता है। और दूसरा आदमी अगर वहाँ उसका फैसिलिटी लेना चाहेगा तो उसको कितना मुश्किल होगा, वीज़ा मिलेगा ही नहीं, पासपोर्ट मिलेगा ही नहीं, और मिल भी गया तो तुरंत ख़त्म होते ही पुलिस आ जाएगी, भाई चलो चलो यहाँ से, क्या कर रहे हो। सो लाइक दैट कर्म, क्या कर्म का सिद्धांत इसको बोलते हैं, क्या कि जैसा बोए बीज बबूल का तो आम कहाँ से पाए। तो जैसा कर्म किए उस प्रकार का लोक, उस प्रकार के कंट्री में आपका जन्म होगा। वैसे वैसे उस कंट्री का फैसिलिटी आप इंजॉय करोगे। हैं? और अभी हमारा कर्म मनुष्य जैसा हुआ है तो हम इस तरह का फैसिलिटी ही मिलेगा ना। मनुष्य को जो फैसिलिटी अलाउड है उतना ही फैसिलिटी हम इंजॉय कर पाएंगे। हम आकाश में उड़ नहीं सकते नारद जी की तरह। नारद जी कैन फ्लाई बिकॉज उनके कर्म ऐसे हैं। सिद्धार्थ दे कैन फ्लाई, दे हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ बॉडी, उनका बॉडी है वो ऐसे उड़ते हैं, उनको टिकट बुक करने की ज़रूरत नहीं। बट हम नहीं कर सकते ना, क्योंकि हमारे वैसे कर्म नहीं है, इसलिए कर्म करना पड़ता है। ठीक है, व्हाट द आंसर? एनी अदर पॉइंट्स? ओके, so we should end here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.